Welcome to Perspectives in Mobile, the news podcast from the Mobile Ecosystem Forum. Join us discussing the world of telecommunications, technology, and mobile innovations. From Florence, Riccardo Amati.
Welcome to a new episode of MEF podcast series Perspectives, in which experts, philosophers, and industry leaders talk about what they think, see, and expect in the world of technology, telecommunications, and innovative mobile services. I am Riccardo Amati. Artificial intelligence is capable of addressing many problems facing humanity in fields like education, healthcare, ecology, and many other more trivial sectors like banking, for example. In recent years, it has advanced exponentially, as evidenced by many applications in different areas. Despite its promise to revolutionize efficiency, reduce costs, and expedite research, concerns have emerged that the intricate and opaque system of technology giants like Google, for example, may inflict societal harm rather than economic benefits. So ethics become paramount. Rather than sit around and wait for an AI apocalypse, the Vatican produced guidelines tech companies can use today. We are joined today by Reverend Andrea Ciucci, coordinator of the Pontifical Academy for Life. Welcome, Reverend. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much, and hi, everybody.
Theologian, philosopher, writer, and passionate communicator, Andrea is one of the persons who produced the guidelines we were talking about. Reverend, ethics and rules frequently, not always, go together. What kind of rules and principles should the development of AI reflect?
I think we need rules able to produce technologies that can help humanity in living in this planet. This is the point. It's very simple, but at the same time it's crucial. We need to project, to build, and to share and to use new technologies to help people in improving his experience. This is the point. Very simple and very particular at the same time.
And do you think, for example, the new European legislation satisfy this very simple but very, very difficult challenge?
I think that the AI Act is a very good point. It's a very complex document, and everyone can find in it positive or limits. It's a very complex document. But I think that is a good point because it's the first important document. It's one of the first important document we have that is trying to regulate, to offer some rules in these new technologies. So it's a good news. We can we could have been better, yes, probably yes, but it's a good news.
Right, too complicated, many companies says, too punitive for development of technologies. What do you think about it?
Every rule offers a limit and a perspective at the same time. Yes, we need some rules, we need some points, but we must think these points and these rules not as a tool to block, to finish research and develop, but as a guideline to offer a better improvement, a better develop of these technologies and the humanities.
At least it is a legislation. The US don't have a proper one.
Yes.
And they are, the more advanced part of the world in artificial intelligence. How do you comment on the fact that they don't have a legislative framework that regulates the sector?
This is one of the difference of these new technologies in the past. So we have technologies that are global. We are looking at a phenomenon that is a global. So the same technologies everywhere in the world. But the world has different cultures, democratic structures, policies, and so I think it's normal that one part of the world today is able to offer rules and another part is not yet able to do this. And probably we also can imagine that the rules will be not exactly the same all over the world. Yes, this is a global phenomenon, but we have different culture, different tradition, and probably different solutions. And sometimes also different times. I hope not so long, but...
Right. And the Vatican produced some guidelines. There is Rome Code for Ethics, and there are documents, and they are based on something that you guys called algorithmics. What is this?
Algorithmics is, first of all, an idea. We need an ethical regulation in artificial intelligence. First point. Second point, algorithmics is a reflection that offers 6 principles. These are the 6 principles of transparency, inclusion, accountability, impartiality, reliability, and security and privacy. Some principles. But, third point, the Rome Code insert these 6 ethical principles in an anthropological framework. Before the 6th principle, we have 3 chapters dedicated to ethics, education, rights. I think that new technologies, a large and general technology like artificial intelligence, needs not only some rules, but a vision of what kind of humanity we want to be, and what kind of society we want to build together. This is, in my opinion, the point that characterizes in a positive and maybe in a unique way this document, an anthropological framework.
It's interesting you're talking about anthropology more than ethics. I mean, together with ethics, which is, probably one, when you think about the Vatican, the Church, and the history of many centuries ago, you would say a more conservative point of view.
Yes, we are conservatives in the sense that we conserve and we protect human life, and the human life in this planet and in all the relationships that every day it has. So in this sense we are conservative. But to protect human life, sometimes we need not to be conservative, but to be innovative if technology help us to promote and to help human life.
I mean, what's your take on Elon Musk's Neuralink procedure? I'm sure you've read about it. They connected a human brain to computers directly. What's your take on that?
I think that one of the next point in which ethics, technology innovation and reflection of humanity will be very challenged will be exactly the connection between digital and biology. The experiment by Musk is probably one of the last and one of the most famous experiment in this sense, how we can put together a technology, a digital technology in biology and in human body in this case. I don't think we can have a general idea. We must study every specific experiment. We need to study if this experiment is able to protect human dignity, the person involved in this project, in this time and in the future, because if we have a responsibility, we have a responsibility not only for today but also for a long time. We need to reflect if this technology and its application is positive not only for the single man involved but also for his family and the society in which he lives. So I am not able to offer a specific judgment on this point, but I want to say that we need to study in a deep way this experiment in order to have a positive reflection on the results and the consequences of the experiment.
For example, if the experiment they did last couple of weeks a quadriplegic now can do more things, and for him and his family, he called it revolutionary. He said, my life and my family's life changed. In this case, the Vatican, your position.
Yes, my position is enough.
Yeah, but you are part of the Vatican think tank about this thing. So, that would be fine from the Vatican
I think that
point
is
of
a very good news if we are able to offer to a paraplegic man, a tetraplegic man, the opportunity to have a better life. Wow, it's a great opportunity. It's a great gift, of course. But at the same time, we need to improve these technologies, but at the same time, we need to check that this technology is really able to protect all the human, all these men, all his family, all his society. So I think that research and responsibility must work together. In this way, we are able not only to solve a simple problem, but to offer a general improvement of the society, of human life and society. So big results, a big result. Wow, it's a great opportunity.
If it works,
it's a great opportunity that we need to study and to improve in the best way we can do.
Just in general, should we slow down the path of the so-called strong AI, the generative AI? Could it be a danger? Machines that learn by themselves.
I don't know if the right word is learn for a machine, or better. I think that when we use the verb learn referring to humanity, we have a very deeper and higher perspective that what a machine can do. Machine, okay, first. Second, I think that it's impossible to slow down, and it's not a good news to slow down scientific research. Better, we need to guide scientific research. We need to offer guidelines. We need to offer a vision, a perspective in which we can flourish. And we can.
But we can't stop scientists. This is.
No, I don't think that everywhere there are risks, of course. There are always risks. And as in the past, we had some risk when we introduced other technologies. No problem. This is not a problem. This is the normal condition, no? And we must not spend our energies reflecting on, oh my God, these technologies are similar to us. Probably they are more intelligent than us. No, this is crazy. If we have some forces, if we have energy, we must spend them in order to offer a vision and some rules and guidelines to guide scientific research.
Is artificial intelligence an enemy of free will, and more secularly, an enemy of freedom?
Yes, as any other technology. We can build and use these technologies to promote human life, to promote freedom, or to reduce freedom and willing. Of course, as usual. I don't see a particular difference in this case, as always happened in the world and in the story.
That's a risk with new technologies in general, and it has always been.
Yes,
Probably.
always. It's the same. Today we have these kind of technologies, of course, probably really very strong, very powerful, respect to the past, of course, and this is our duty. This is the challenge that we have today.
One thing is, we were talking about freedom. Let's talk about human dignity in general. How to protect it from, the machines or the artificial intelligence in this case becoming more important than human dignity. Because sometimes, even scientists, they have they like to play with things at a certain point. If there is a discovery, they go for it. It's human. It's very. But what about human dignity being in a second place in this run?
Human dignity.
How to prevent?
Human dignity is a very fragile and delicate object, of course, and is connected to the image of society we are building. In this sense, I think that artificial intelligence and the digital transition in which we are today must be project and used in a good way. Yeah, of course, we have the risk. We have this risk because human rights are really fragile. And in this sense, I think that the right point is not the question connected to the differences and the similarities between human and machines. I think that the right and the crucial point is which changes the new technologies are making in our society. Yes, this is the point. Every technology changes, shapes in a different way the society, human society. On this point, we need to work and we need to have a particular reflection because these technologies are really changing human society. And not always in a right way. Probably we have the willing that it will happen, but sometimes we can check different results. We are discovering that these technologies are sometimes enlarge the differences and not reducing the difference. For example, they are reducing our freedom and not enlarge it, and so. But I think this is the really point, the consequences of the introduction of these new technologies for the human society.
You were talking about areas in which somebody can be left behind. That's the problem probably with education as well. There are so many differences between different countries, between the rich part and the poorer part of the world. Is this a risk as well?
Not only the risk, this is the challenge. We have a great opportunity. These new technologies are really a great opportunity to improve cultures, to improve societies, to improve education, to improve willing and freedom, of course. We have a great opportunity. But to arrive at this point, we need to offer an ethical vision. And an ethical vision not only at the end, because today we are used to listen to this kind of reflection. Okay, great, we have a great technology, we can use it in a good way or in a worse way. Okay, this is good, but not enough. Our call propose an ethical vision by design. So, where the ethical reflection is posed not at the end of the process, but at the beginning. In which way we want to project this technology? In which way we want to produce these new technologies? In which way we want to share these technologies? This is the point. If we put the ethical question only at the end, we can lose the point. If you want to build a society, we need new technologies are not neutral. Every technology is not neutral.
Sure. I mean, when you were referring to the call, you meant the Rome Call for Ethics, one of the documents that the Vatican produced on new technologies, AI in particular. And creativity, right. This is my field, Reverend, and I should be at least. How can human beings remain creative if artificial intelligence creates the contents?
Do you think that artificial intelligence is creative? I don't know if it is.
Personally,
I don't know, but so please.
That's the point.
I'm not so sure.
It could become creative.
It could produce images, test, of course, and idea. But I don't know if we can reduce creativity to an image product directly by a computer, a PC. I don't know. I think that that human creativity is a little bit different. It's not a little bit. It's different. We are today. We have the risk to use the same word for humans and machine, but I don't think that is right.
I see. Let's take the certainly bad points. For example, I mean, of course, there are bad actors that we need to be afraid of. But, there is a military. Unfortunately, in the last couple of years, there's been, a prominent part of our life, thinking about military, thinking about wars, talking about Europe. In other places, it has been like that for decades. But how to regulate military use? I want to ask a priest anyway, even because we have asked colonel and generals in this podcast series. But for example, at least with nuclear weapons, you have to deal with states, which can, in theory, at least, be controlled by international organizations or within the framework of treaties, conventions, even if there are less and less conventions on the military use of nuclear. But with AI, you have to deal with private individuals and companies who are more difficult to control. I mean, that's a difficult point, I think.
It's not only a difficult point, unfortunately, it's a very sad and tragic point, because we are discussing on this point in the same time where in the world we have a lot of wars, and not only the two famous one. No, this is very tragic. And if we want to use these incredible technologies to improve our opportunity, our ability to kill our man,
they are already doing it.
This is not a good. This is not a good news. This is not a good news. This is the failure of our humanity. First point. Second point, exactly what you say. So we need we will need to do the same the same practice of nuclear. Yes, you say the framework, the circumstances are changed. Of course, we have not only public players but also private companies and different situation, different framework. Okay, but probably we will need to do exactly the same. An international responsibility able to regulate also the military use of these new technologies.
Reverend, are humans sustainable, or they are going to be too too ahead, to be human as before?
In which sense? So, in which sense? So we are human. So
we are going to work with generative AI. We are going to work on things like connecting a brain with machines. Is all that sustainable, or we are doing too much? We are
no, too
running
much. No, it's
to
sustainable.
some very
No,
difficult.
I think that it is sustainable at certain circumstances. The problem is not yes or not. The problem is in which way we do this.
Yeah. Reverend, if you close
Oh,
your eyes for a few seconds and you imagine to reopen them in the
oh,
future, 10 years
10
from now,
years.
what do you see?
I see women and men that are trying to be human in a new scenario. And I hope to see women and men rich of audacity and mercy. Audacity and mercy, in my opinion, is the couple that can help us in thinking and projecting the future.
Audacity.
And mercy,
Thank you, Reverend.
both together.
And
Audacity
mercy.
and
But
mercy.
mercy is something that you would expect from a priest. Audacity is not so banal, and
Both
it's
together.
brutal. Thank you, Reverend. Reverend Andrea Ciucci, coordinator of the Pontifical Academy for Life. Thank you for joining
Thank
us
you very
today.
much.
That's all for this episode of Perspective, the MEF podcast where opinion makers, experts, and industry leaders talk about what they think, see, and expect in the world of technology, telecommunications, and innovative mobile services. Stay tuned. From Riccardo Amati, goodbye, and good luck with your work.
Thanks for listening to Perspectives in Mobile. Join us next as we explore telecoms, technology, and mobile innovations. Stay tuned, stay connected, and let's unlock the mobile potential together.